Honest question. Has the USA lived long enough to see itself become the villain? It seems as of recently in 2026, there are a lot of incidences pointing to that, especially what just transpired today. There was an individual who was an ICU nurse that goes by the name Alex Preety, and he was essentially taken out by Border Patrol agents during an altercation that went absolutely viral. Now, you're probably wondering, what did he do? Did he attack one of the agents? Did he intimidate one of the agents? Absolutely not. And actually, I will be showing you guys that footage and what has got everybody up in arms. It seems like the second that they were aware that he had a firearm on his body, mind you, he's a lawful gun owner, they freaked out and took his life. Very brief synopsis of what happened. This individual was in the middle of the street ushering cars to pass by as many people were kind of up in arms, and it seemed like there were a bunch of ICE agents in the area. ICE agent proceeds to shove a woman down to the ground and pepper spray her, and he decides to get in between the ICE agent and the lady, but his back is facing the ICE agent. As the ICE agent is trying to push him out of the way, Alex continues shielding the lady, protecting her from an onslaught of blows and pepper spray and what have you. Mind you, he's getting pepper sprayed as well. The ICE agent eventually tosses him to the ground, where there's like maybe 5, 6, 7 more ICE agents that spawn out of nowhere and beat him senseless. As they're beating him, one of the agents goes and grabs the concealed firearm that is on Alex's body, which, mind you, the entire time he has not gone for at all. And the second he pulls it off of his body, another ICE agent decides to fire 5 shots into his body while he's already on the ground getting beat up by all of the other agents. It's absolutely disgusting and highlights exactly what I've been talking about on this channel, the lack of safety in the United States and the continual decrease in safety in the United States. As you can see here, this gentleman is the primary victim that we will be talking about. I will be taking you through a play-by-play, and I will not be playing the audio because it is too graphic for what transpires. So here, the lady that was recording this video and stuff catches everything on camera. Here he is in the middle of the street. You'll see him in a second with his phone. He's holding his phone right here, and he's ushering this car to come past. Now, if you look closely over here, you will see there are some ICE agents that are in vehicles and stuff, and one of them gets out of his vehicle here, and you see this lady and him have an exchange of words and whatnot, and he seems very agitated. They're kind of in the street, and so again, some tensions are rising, and you can see him, like I said, ushering the vehicle that's in the street to kind of pass by. And as this happens, the ICE agent is pushing people out of the street and whatnot. And then we see again another exchange of words between this ICE agent and this lady, and watch what happens next. He shoves her to the ground. In the very same moment, Alex steps in between the ICE agent and the lady that has just hit the ground. And he has his hand in the air, by the way. He has his hand in the air. Doesn't have anything in his hand. He just raises his hand in the air. And the ICE agent is now spraying him and the lady with pepper spray. Both of them. He eventually takes Alex, pulls him off the lady because he's trying to protect her, and he throws him on the ground, where a bunch of other ICE agents pop up out of nowhere and start beating him up, all of them. And mind you, while he's on the ground, this agent right here, I'm pretty sure, pulls the concealed firearm off of Alex's body. And watch what this gentleman here does. Watch where his hand goes. So this gentleman's reaching for the firearm in Alex's body. This gentleman here reaches for his gun, right? Mind you, all of these agents are on Alex. He's not struggling. They're on him, going crazy. And he fires multiple shots into his body right here. Obviously, everybody was absolutely tore up about this because one of the biggest things in America is the Second Amendment right, the right to bear arms, the right to own a firearm. He had all of his paperwork. He was a lawful gun owner. And just the sheer fact that he had a firearm on his body was intimidating enough for the Border Patrol agents to take his life. Mind you, the entire time he was very passive. He was shielding the lady from getting attacked. He was recording with his phone prior to all of this. And the reason why I'm detailing what happened is because the police department decided to release a statement saying that he was armed and charged at the ICE agents and tried to attack them.
During this operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
He's holding his phone right here.
The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted. Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots.
And so they neutralized him. That's not what I saw. Is that what you guys saw? Remember, we talked about how the media in the United States loves to twist the narrative. Like something could happen in front of you that is so clear. You could be as right as rain and they'll find a way to twist it to make you look crazy, to make you think that what you saw, you didn't actually see. And that's very concerning. Everyone's up in arms. Everybody's freaking out. He was a veteran ICU nurse and was executed essentially in front of everybody. Tale as old as time. I don't think anything's going to be done. There's obviously an investigation happening right now, but my prediction is nothing's going to come of it. There's going to be some sort of justification for what they did, and people are going to be up in arms again and go out and protest, which hasn't really done much. I mean, the government doesn't seem to care too much. We have this strong sentiment of the feeling of unsafety in the United States, and it's very sad. And if that weren't enough, we have a lot of other things happening at the same time. In 2026 alone, it seems like the United States has been aggressively trying to snatch Greenland from the EU without the EU's consent at all.
But we saved Greenland and successfully prevented our enemies from gaining a foothold in our hemisphere. So we did it for ourselves also. And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that?
And it's terrifying. I have no idea what's going to happen in the next few months, let alone the next few years. But I can say that there has been a downward trend, and it's very concerning. So for the people watching this video, do you think that the United States can be redeemed at this point? Do you think that the United States is safe? For the people who are in the United States, do you feel safe? I mean, for a lot of you guys, you might still feel safe, right? But it seems like a lot of these incidences, they're not targeted to a certain group of people. We thought that might have been a thing before, but it seems like anybody can get it. All gun owners are on the chopping block. If you get into an altercation with a Border Patrol agent and they feel like, you have a weapon on you, just the fact that you have a firearm on your person is enough for them to justify taking your life, which is why I've said in the past, people are like, oh yeah, like I don't understand the big deal about you not having a firearm and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I do feel like it makes situations way more intense than they have to be, because people don't get intimidated in the way you think. They treat it like an arms race, essentially. They're like, oh, okay, well, if you have a firearm, well, I have a bigger firearm and I'm going to intimidate you with my firearm. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the level of force they know they have to meet you with. People are not scared of guns. In fact, it is honestly more motivation to be more hostile in a lot of cases. Have they protected people in some cases? Absolutely. But in the same breath, the issue that I'm having here is there are way too many people in the United States that are irresponsible that own guns. That is my biggest issue. It has always been my biggest issue, and that will continue being my biggest issue. I don't have a problem with people owning firearms. I think that that's a wonderful thing that people are able to do, but I do think that if you do not have the proper education and the proper utilities to own said firearm, you should not have one. If you are not of a sound mind and you don't have the proper training, you shouldn't have one. And unfortunately, too many of the wrong people have them. And that's exactly what creates situations like this. This individual textbook could have been taken down, could have been detained. There's several different things they could have done aside from this, because this was a straight up national execution. That's what it seems. And it's tragic. It's all over the news. Everyone's talking about it because, again, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. It's just straight up wrong. But the narrative is being spun in a way to make it seem like he was the primary aggressor, and that wasn't the case. Now, if I have it wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. What did you guys see? I'm not going to dictate what you guys saw. You tell me what you guys saw in this video, and we'll go from there. But it does seem like very recently, within the last year, we can just erase all of the time prior to that, reputation-wise, for the United States. It seems like in the last year, the United States has completely done a 180 as far as how it has been perceived by the world. We literally look like a supervillain at this point, and it's terrifying because we're burning bridges left and right. All the people in the United States that want to travel to other countries and whatnot and experience different cultures, that might be less and less of a possibility as the choices our country continues to make continues to move in the direction they're moving in. And it's unfortunate. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think the United States can be redeemed in the eyes of the world? And what do you think the United States should do moving forward to make people feel more safe?